and I'm just making a few notes here today on shoe wear and what to wear in winter. I have found that in winter my toes get very cold, even though here in West London it doesn't really get much lower than 6 or 7 degrees Celsius. But these last few weeks, after about an hour and a half or so, my toes have been getting very cold. I've tried carrying out some kind of activity with my toes as I'm cycling, just compressing them and moving them around to get the blood flowing, but that's quite distracting and doesn't seem to work very well for too long. And I don't know whether I have a circulation problem or not. It's okay during the summer, but that has led me to, after many years, has led me to work out a few things. First of all, if I were to have 2 pairs of shoes, I would have a winter pair of shoes which is actually bigger, so that I can actually wear extra thick socks. So these socks are neoprene socks, so they're very good, quite warm, very spongy and comfy. I'm not entirely sure they do as much, they do everything in terms of warmth, because I still get cold with these. And because it was a bit tight on the inside, I removed the insole, and this actually offers quite a big protection. It's a big layer of protection, so that actually got even colder, so it didn't really work. So this is actually serving a pretty good purpose in terms of insulation. And I also tried a couple of different socks layers, a thin layer and a slightly thicker layer. Again, it was a bit tight on the inside, and I was still getting cold. And then even using some kind of overshoes didn't help either. So that's kind of made me think I need to try out a couple of other things. But if I was to use have a summer or 1 pair for winter or summer, obviously I would want a bigger pair for the winter, and in the summer, as I only would probably be using 1 thinner pair of socks, I would probably have an extra insole, and this is actually quite pleasant because it offers quite a lot of cushioning, and that is very good. But my next endeavour to keep my little toes warm in winter is a pair of heated insoles. So I got this today. So they come with USB leads to charge the batteries on the inside, and to get them working, you need to make sure that obviously they're charged, that you switch this on. You use the remote control so that you get them going, and there should be a battery going, a little light going on there, and then this gets heated. They can obviously be cut to size because they're going to be obviously of different sizes. So this one I will have to make a bit of an amend, and this is obviously a little bit thicker, especially around the heel, where you have the battery. But I'll try these tomorrow, I think, when will probably be about 7 or 8 degrees, and we'll see how it goes. What I am likely to have to do is obviously remove the insole and fit this on the inside. So obviously quite a lot needs to come off, and we'll see how it goes. These have been charged, so I'm going to press down for a little while. So there's the red light. So I am now pressing the red button. So the little red light has come on to say they're on and waiting for instructions. And now I can press either high, low or medium. So if I press low, I get a little green light. If I press medium, I get a sort of orangey green red light. And if I press high, you'll get a red light. Obviously, once these are in my sole, I won't be able to see it, but I will be able to control it from here. If I want to switch it off, then just press that button and switch it off. And then when I get home, make sure that they're dry. I recharge them just like with a USB, and I can either switch them off to make sure the battery doesn't get used up with a little red LED light. And according to them, it says output on high 4 hours, on medium 6 hours, and on low 10 hours. So we'll see how these go. It claims to have a battery that's I think 3 or so volts, dispatching over 2000 amps. I'm not entirely sure that is actually true, but for technical reasons I have read somewhere else, but we'll see how these go. Well, I have now cut the insoles to size. I've spared you the bit where I'm cutting them off to size, and they fit quite nicely. Obviously try to make sure that they warm up, and they warm up around this area quite quickly. They are currently on, so what I'm going to do is just switch them off from here to make sure that they're off, so when I use them tomorrow, after I recharge them later on, they shouldn't take too long. They're ready to start warming me up very quickly. Now these are quite thick. I'm only wearing a pair of thick thickish hiking socks. They're not particularly thick, and I've had to really loosen up all my laces here. So definitely, if I was starting from everything from scratch, I would certainly look at having a winter pair of shoes, possibly at least one size bigger, so that I could actually fit in here with a sort of thicker, maybe thicker pair of socks, such as the neoprene socks, if it was going to get very wet. But we'll give these a try tomorrow, and we'll see how it goes. So we have charged the batteries in the insoles, so we're ready to fit them into the shoes. But first of all, what we need to make sure is that they're switched on. So we need to switch the insoles on by pushing the little button there and making sure that that goes red. So that's one done. So we'll do the other one as well. So both boots are now ready with the insoles on. This looks like some kind of space boot to go into some kind of interstellar walk. So we're now going to take the control and make sure we push the little red button to make sure they're connected. So now connected, and what we're going to do is push on the light, which is going to set them to green. Both on green now. Perfect. So these will start warming up gently, and I can just push them in. Whoops, they're a little bit tight, and wear them and just see how they perform in the cold. Well, finally managed to try these today. It was cold enough to justify using this. It was around 6 or 7 degrees at around 9:30 in the morning. It did warm up a little bit afterwards. I could feel the heat coming through the socks. I had it on the lowest, on low. Towards the end of the cycle ride, I was beginning to get a bit cold actually, so I did sort of press the M for medium, and that moved them up to medium. I could see the orange light when I took them off on orange, which was good, and I could feel a little bit more heat coming through. So that was quite helpful. Obviously I was hoping it'd be a bit colder, but as expected, if you buy these, you're guaranteed it's not going to be as cold as you hope to. And I was wearing these type of socks, slightly thick socks that I have mentioned before, so it was all a little bit tight. I have had to undo the buttons on the laces on the shoes, and I was wearing these covers as well, which are quite nice to just put a little bit of wind chill on these. Tomorrow it's not expected to be anywhere near as cold, probably around the 10 or so degrees Celsius. So I'm going to try these with a compression socks, which is the thinner sock. I have a little bit more space in there, and I'll probably use this on medium to see whether it warms up, because it is a little bit tight with these thicker socks and these thicker soles in the middle, inside the shoe. Obviously, if I was aiming for winter shoes, I would expect them to be actually a bit wider, so that they can take in all the extra layering. I'm not quite sure what winter shoes do these days. Have something I haven't mentioned. These are around 100 grams compared to the ones I removed, which were only about 23 grams. So obviously these are a little bit heavy. You're getting about the best part of 150 or so grams when you put these in. Something else I'm going to try as well during the winter now is a standard pair of scrambler shoes. I'll take the clip-on pedals off and use this to see what this feels like and whether my shoes, my little toes get cold in these as well. So see whether it's a matter of shoe wear, sock wear, or whether maybe even my clip-ons are in the wrong place. If not, I'll keep you posted. Thank you for watching.